Hello, I'm Nathan Judah. I'm here with Shrewsbury Town reporter Lewis Cox. Lewis, going into this game, if it wasn't a must-win, it was definitely a must-not lose, and that was pretty disappointing.
Yeah. I mean, must not lose. Sorry for probably being kind, really. It was 0-0 for 74 minutes tonight, and that probably wasn't good enough, really. That to win to dent the gap to Blackburn, as this was a game in hand. But once the first goal went in, I mean, you take a draw, you fight back for a draw, but still, it wouldn't have done much for Town. A draw, I don't think. The gap's too big, and second goal probably just summed the whole night up. It was a bad night, a bad performance. There are reasons, you know, injuries have caught up with them, but there's a bit of belief lost in attack. I think that things seemed a bit flat tonight. They didn't work the keeper, no shot on goal, an all-round flat night, and it's just come at a bad time, hasn't it? 3 games without a goal, 1 win in 5. It's just come at the wrong time for them, and it is top 2 hopes over, but plenty to fight for.
Yeah, of course, yeah, absolutely. And like you say, they're taking this at the start of the season. Like, do you think they've still got a bit of a cup hangover, do you feel, from Wembley? Yeah,
perhaps. I mean, I take it back to Good Friday, when they had the Friday-Monday game. They lost at Rochdale. Rochdale are a good club for where they are in the table, actually, but that weren't the best. They managed to put that behind them on the Monday, but that's their only win in the last 5. Went to Wembley, and we all know about the decisions at Wembley, but you can't keep looking at that. They didn't perform at Wembley. Looked to have put it behind them at Bradford, actually, and did okay, but just in the final third, the final moments, there doesn't seem to be the, you know, Hurst has said in there, and you can read it online at Shropshire Star, at the start of the season, games like tonight, they were getting a goal and winning it 1-0. They're tight at the back, didn't concede headers from dead balls, which is another thing that Boss has mentioned that needs to stop. And they were getting the odd goal, they were getting the lucky break, the moment. Strikers weren't scoring, the midfielders and wingers were. That seems to have dried up. But
there were opportunities tonight, weren't there? They could have got strikers on goal, and they decided just that final third. They didn't pull the trigger, did they?
Yeah, he spoke to me about it there. Moments when they got the ball out wide, you know, the crosses are poor, they hit the first man, they drift into the stands. That bit of quality's deserted them now. The players had that quality, you know, even a month or so ago. It's only just sort of deserted them now. They're not, obviously, they don't just become bad players at this level because they're at the top of the league, so they're not bad players at this level. But it's got to be belief for me and a bit of confidence. You know, maybe the players were maxing out for this amazing season, or 3/4 of the season, and maybe they're levelling out. I don't know, but you know, they've had a few off days in a row now, and you know, we know top 2 hopes are over, but there are 4 games left, and playoff games beyond that, and you know, they need to turn it around, need to find some belief and momentum, because you know, we certainly can't go into the playoffs after a feeling like this tonight.
Is it difficult? How do you approach these last 4 games if they know the top 2's over? Yeah. You know, do you have half an eye on the playoffs? You don't really want to go into too many 50-50s. It's a difficult time now, isn't it, to see how they do it? I guess they've got to start scoring and get a little bit of positivity back.
I've got to do my maths and check out, but certainly getting some sort of result tonight, they could have cemented 3rd. So you kind of, you know, I think it's quite good for them. I think Hurst has said that you know that's there. But that doesn't mean you haven't got to get any results, because momentum's key. I mean, Hurst has said Hurst knows all about playoff finals and semi-finals and all that, so he said some interesting things. But you know, you need to go into a 2-legged playoff semi-final with lifted spirits, don't you? Things are very low tonight, probably with the players, I'd imagine, and certainly in the crowd. So you want to give place a lift. You know, we've got a big away day at Blackpool on penultimate weekend of the season, big final home game here. You just want things to have a bit of a buzz about them. Because if you go into a playoffs flat, then it doesn't bode well, does it? And you know, get players back fit as well. He's told us about some fitness worries.
Yeah, talk us through the injuries tonight and the latest on who's coming back.
How much battery you got?
30 seconds, 40 seconds.
Oh dear. Nathan Thomas was out with the whole 18 tonight. He was dropped from selection issues. Hurst didn't say anything else about that. Tells me that, you know, Boss perhaps isn't too happy with him. That's what I take from that. I mean, it's a threadbare 18. There's barely anyone left, so for him not to make it, you know, a high-profile player Hurst tried so hard to get, probably says a lot. You know, you can do your own maths about that. He was left out. No fitness problems. Stephen Payne was included on the bench. You know, a forward that's their top scorer still. Got them goals this season. Fox in the box. You'd have put him on tonight, he might have got on the end of something. He was named on the bench, but pulled up with an injury in the warm-up. Again, you know, a bit of luck there, not going for them to be injured in the warm-up. Sean Worley and Toto Enciala both come off, you know, midway and at the end of the game, and 2 influential players there, 2 players they cannot lose. Worley, thankfully, it's just a dead leg, just a knock on the leg, and that should be okay, being a dead leg. Enciala got a knock on his knee. Hurst says he hopes it's just an impact and his knee's okay, but he's worried about a knee. You know, you never know. And God, if they lost Enciala, I mean, that would be a nightmare. But hopefully they're both okay for the weekend. They missed Beckles tonight, who was suspended, a big miss. I think he's absolutely influential to them as well. Thankfully he's back. But these things, I mean, maybe a Blackburn or a Wigan would cope with that handful of listed. We haven't even talked about Agogo, their captain inspiration. Badly missed at Wembley. Same tonight. Haven't even spoke about him. Blackburn and Wigan, maybe could cope with that 4, 5, 6 player list, but Shrewsbury can't realistically. Especially when the chips are down. It's just caught up with them. But hopefully the injuries aren't too bad, and they can pick themselves up on Saturday. And
you never know, they could be playing Charlton sooner rather than later again.
Just had a laugh with the Charlton media guys, haven't we, saying that they could be back here, in May, is it? But they say Town have almost got, they've got the playoffs sealed, haven't they? Realistically, got 3rd place sealed, but Charlton have still got a lot of work to do. I think they've gone 5th tonight, but they've still got 3 games to secure promotion. One of their reporters just said there's still time for Charlton to blow their season. So it is who goes, who does well in those final 2-3 games goes into the playoffs in decent nick. I like Charlton. They've got good. I don't think they were particularly good tonight, but they've got talented lads. Fosu tonight was class, and they've got others. Sully Kaikai, who's loved it, couldn't even get in the 18. They've got, their squad almost laughs at Towns on paper. So I wouldn't fancy them in the playoffs personally, but could be seeing them again. And let's just hope that things are positive again in a couple of weeks. Yeah, difficult night for Salah. It's Shrewsbury Town 0, Charlton 2. For all the post-match reaction, make sure you log on to shropshirestars.com.